Hello, amazing Aries fam, and welcome to your March astrological chat. Um, Before we begin March, we'll be talking about a few aspects in February leading up to March, um, which I like to do because it's setting up March for you guys. So on February 18th, it looks like we have the Sun entering Pisces, which is in your 12th house, a house having to do with spirituality, um, your hidden, your subconscious, I would say, your the plans that you don't necessarily speak of, but you have them in your head. Also, anything to do with your thoughts on spirituality, the next life. You could be, since it's in Pisces, you could be daydreaming as well around this time and planning for steps to take action. You know, the next steps you're going to take in your life towards your goals. This is a good thing. It's good for your for the next month, for your next birthday. You're probably thinking about future plans, and also on February 20th you have Jupiter sextiling Neptune, and that is in your 12th house as well, because Neptune is in Pisces and it has been for a while. And Jupiter likes to expand. It loves to expand on things. Being that it's in Neptune and sextiling, which is a positive, a sextile is a positive aspect. So with Jupiter there, it's continuing to expand on that Sun entering Pisces, which has to do with you. You know, you're thinking deeper about your dreams, you're fantasizing about your future. You could be planning on a big scale what your next move is in life. So that's very good. On February 23rd, the new moon will be entering Pisces, and that's also, again, it's in your 12th house, which it seems like you're just doing a lot of, late February, you're doing a lot of subconscious work, prepping for your next big move. You're daydreaming, you might be writing these things down, you might be planning and planting new seeds for your future, which is great. I see a lot of beneficial things here. Finally, going to March, we have Mercury going retrograde. Well, it's already been in retrograde since about mid-February, but it was in Pisces, and now it's going to retrograde into Aquarius, which being an Aquarius, it has a lot more movement, so it's still retrograde, but there's a lot more activity, like innovation, from when it was in Pisces. So it's also, I'm seeing that it's in your 11th house, which has to do with your friends, groups, goals, aspirations, kind of group contributions. So being that Mercury is in retrograde in that house in Aquarius, you might have a little bit of slowing down when it comes to socializing, maybe with a lot of friends. Maybe instead of socializing with a huge group, you're doing it in a more calm way. It's not always time to be extremely active. You might want to just chill. If you're at a party, you might just want to chill in a corner. It sounds crazy, but or talk with just one friend, and that seems like it would be a good idea, because it's not a real amazing time to be, trying to talk to absolutely everybody. That might tire you a little bit during this time, but um, if you have to meet and go out with large groups of people, or you know involve a lot of people in some goal you have, just make sure to be selective of the people that you want to involve in that goal during this time, so that the it's the best outcome for you. um, so also on March 4th, Venus will enter Taurus, which is in your second house of value, material wealth, beauty, all these things, things that find aesthetically beautiful. But being that it's in your second house, a lot of times we'll focus on material wealth. Um, and being that Venus is in there, that is really beneficial. That's like being home. Venus is at home in Taurus. It's at one of its sweet spots. So it's really uplifting your could be uplifting your bank account. It could be you could feel more positive about purchasing something beautiful, whether it's a plant, whether it's um, a new beautiful piece of furniture. It's really beneficial for these things, and it's you know being that Mercury's in retrograde, maybe you don't want to make a big purchase, but if you're like shopping and you go, pick out some nice clothes, and that's really good. Um, yeah, so Venus in Taurus in your second house is very beneficial for your material wealth. March 9th, we have a full moon in Virgo, which is in your sixth house. Um, so being that it is in your sixth house in Virgo, um, that has a lot to do with your health, your fitness, your it could be work habits, organization, um, service you give to others. Being that it's in Virgo, I could see you being really streamlined with your habits. With being more organized, being more. I would say being more diligent with your fitness routine, um, kind of being on point with helping your friends out, and there's a full moon in that, so you could be like really avid about it. You can be really like writing down like, I'm gonna go to the gym at this hour, I'm going to streamline my workout, my eating habits. So yeah, do that. I mean, um, make sure that you're focused uh, on being allowing a little bit of flexibility in that, because Mercury is going direct on the same day, so it is actually a perfect time for you to go ahead and just go full on with any plan, the health fitness plan. Don't be afraid to go full into it. March 9th as well, Mercury is going direct in Aquarius, and that's in your 11th house, which has to do with the organizations, friends, goals, aspirations. So let's say you're going to a party, you're organizing a party. Now you can go full on. It's like it's not it's you're going to be mingling, you're going to be fully active, you're going to feel a lot more free and social with your friends, and that's really great. I mean, we all want Mercury to be direct again, but anytime Mercury is retrograde, we shouldn't fear it. It's just a time to like slow down, take it easy, and kind of rehash, you know, the things that the past, the things you've been through, and find better, kind of smooth out the kinks and like, you know, things that you did in the past that could be better. And once Mercury goes direct and you've worked those things out, everything should go a lot more smoothly. So after that, on March 16th, Mercury enters Pisces in your 12th house, which again, your 12th house has to do with, spirituality and, your subconscious, kind of like those hidden things that people don't really see. And it's not it doesn't have to be negative. It's like, it's just your daydreaming, your thoughts, your inner world. It's in Pisces, so you're doing more daydreaming. But since Mercury is there and it's direct, you're really putting pen to paper. You're really focused on kind of writing out your ideas, writing out any plans. You're being more active with it, so that's very good. In March 19th, we have Uranus it's sextile to your true node, and that's in Uranus is in Taurus, and it's going into your true node in your second house, which has to do with your value, your material assets, your material wealth, which is good, because it's highlighting with the true node that you could be using like some money, or you could be putting some investment towards your career, towards something you could just have like this sudden like idea of like how to better impact your finances. So because Uranus is it's a planet of innovation. It's a planet of, there's some surprise there. There's electricity. It's very it can be very beneficial, and I see it being nothing but beneficial here, to your material wealth, to your the things that you value, and beauty, making your home more beautiful, anything like that. So that's very good. Furthermore, we have on March 19th, it looks like a continuation of that idea, Uranus being in sextile your true node. It's a beneficial aspect, and it is looking more beneficial in general to your material wealth. On March 19th, the sun enters your sign of Aries, and that's in your first house. That's like happy birthday to you guys. With the sun in Aries in your first house, it has to do with your appearance, your personality, what people see. You're basically shining. You're glowing. It's kind of like astrologically saying that you're gonna be glowing. It's about you, and you might be focused more on brightening up your appearance, doing things for you, focusing on you a little bit more, and people may be noticing you as well more during this time. After that, we have We have Saturn entering Aquarius, which is for you guys, it's in your 11th house of, friends, goals, aspirations. And having Saturn here is awesome because um, it basically it disciplines you. It kind of like puts into form your like any like the goals that you have. It basically ensures that you're crossing your T's, dotting your I's, really focused in a grounded way, um, focused on like achieving your goals. So that's really good. And being that it's an Aquarius, it's very has an innovative twist to it. So it has like Aquarius doesn't want us to do anything the same. So like, let's say you're, like I said, you're streamlining and putting pen to paper on plans to achieve a goal. Having Aquarius there and Saturn's the discipline, Aquarius is the innovator. You don't want to do it the same way, but with Saturn there, you want to make sure it's there, like making sure that you're have that disciplined feeling, like that you're going to do it the right way, that you're not just going to be up in the air about it. You're going to be really grounded and disciplined about it, and it's going to give you a lot of that feeling of I'm here to work hard. I'm here to show up. So on after that, on March 23rd, we have Jupiter, the planet of expansion, quintiling Chiron, which is called the wounded healer, but it's not a negative thing. Chiron is it's all about like healing trauma, any past trauma, any it's Jupiter being here in a quintile is really beneficial, because it's this one's in your first house, by the way. So having it in your first house, it's very personal. It's very let's say it's very personal. It's very obvious where let's say Jupiter, it's Jupiter in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, so you might have a Sagittarius in your life talk to you, or tell you something that uplifts you, that gives a resolution to anything. Like maybe they didn't know it was a trauma for you, but maybe with their words they heal you, or with a hug, or anybody that's really helpful and expansive with that energy could be there to help you through that, which is great. Then we have March 24th. We have a new moon in Aries in your first house. And that's really great. Moons are very emotive, and they have to do as well with your subconscious. But with the new moon, it's like new beginnings. It's like you're going to start building on things. And with it in Aries in your first house, it's about building upon yourself. Kind of, you're feeling really fresh. The new moon is subconscious and it's emotive, so you could feel, which makes sense after the Jupiter quintile Chiron, because let's say you just moved past a trauma the day before, you kind of like you healed. With new moon in Aries, it's perfect because that means it's like a clean slate emotionally, a clean slate subconsciously, to move on. And Aries is about action, so I see you starting April with a really fresh new outlook, which is marvelous. March 30th, we have Mars entering Aquarius, and that's in your 11th house, which is amazing because before that we just saw Saturn in Aquarius, but Mars wants to put more fire into your 11th house, into those goals, those aspirations, which includes sometimes your friends and other people, it's really putting a fire, an action, like Mars just wants to move, move, move. It wants to get things done. It's like, it's very Aries, and having it in Aquarius, you're still, you're still have that innovative feel about it. I want to innovate. I want to move. I want to get this done. So towards the end of March, going into April, you're going to be feeling really good. You're going to be feeling very motivated towards your higher goals, aspirations, um, and your friendships as well. So that concludes your March astrological spiel. Um, so yeah, it's been great chatting with you, and have a great March into April, and we'll see you in April. Thank you so much.